Hello and welcome back. This is a bit of a daily vlog, a bit short because it's already after 12, but I have some things I have to do and I'm going to make some pea and ham soup and I thought I'd bring you along.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that.
So I'm all rugged up. It's about 10 degrees here. It's a bit chilly, which is what, 50 Fahrenheit. Later on I want to put some pea and ham soup on. Maybe I should do that first. Oh no, that's too confusing. I'm ready to go out now. Anyway, yeah, come along with me and we'll do some cooking later on and just help me fill in these days in lockdown. Right, I'm home and I didn't film because it's busy. It seems busy because you have to queue everywhere you go because there are only a certain number of people allowed in each store at each time, like 2 or 8 or whatever. And also, as well as wearing masks, which is mandated now and has been off and on since last year, we have to check in everywhere we go with a QR code, and that's now the law also. Now, I did it anyway, but now everyone is doing it, which is a good thing, because if you're trying to basically wipe out this thing, I suppose it's the only thing to do. I mean, look, we're all sick of it. I mean, I can't even begin. I'm not going down that track because we're all so sick of it. Okay, but I'll show you what I got, and I'm about to make some ham soup, and I'll do it in the Instant Pot, and I'm trying to decide between slow cooker in the Instant Pot or fast cooker in the Instant Pot, but I'll get there too. Now, first I'll show you this. I mean, it seems ridiculous. I wish it went out for so little, really, but I picked up some veggie patties and some chicken skewer thingies, whatever they are. They're a satay flavour. Some beef mince, which I will repack actually and package into the freezer, because I just wish they would do it flat, because when you freeze it either in blocks, and I'll cut this in half, or I'll make whatever I make with it, probably meatballs or something like that, and then freeze some of those. But the thing is that when it's in a lump like that, it takes ages to thaw, whereas if you flatten it out like a book, it just thaws really quickly. And I also got some of these, which this was just, you know, they looked tasty, so I bought them. They're chicken Kiev, and 2 of those, so I will pop one. Actually, what will I have tonight? Not sure. Oh, I'm having ham soup tonight. I'll pop these in the freezer. And I bought a really nice sourdough loaf, which I will have later with my soup. And look, even cucumbers are suffering at the moment. Look at that skinny little thing. I hate the way they wrap them up, but they didn't have any that weren't wrapped up. This just is pure indulgence because I'm in lockdown. I wouldn't normally eat porridge, but, you know, quite frankly, lockdown mornings in the winter, why not? Banana to slice on top of it. An avocado because they're finally back in season and prices are coming down. Capers because I've got a tiny bit of smoked salmon left, and I like my capers and dill with my smoked salmon. And these are my these are my current thing. If I want a snack, these are lovely. Sorry, I can't get it to focus. Come on, focus, focus. There we go. Sweet and hot chipotle cucumbers, pickles. They're yummy. With a little bit of cheese, or bread, or something, anything. Just as a tiny snack, maybe lunch, I don't care. They're really tasty. Okay, that was boring, wasn't it? Let's get on with the soup. Okay, step 1. I mean, this is a soup that really, it's a bit like soldier soup. You know, stone soup, the old thing where you, anyway, it's an old fairy tale. Basically, you put in what you like. So for me, it's going to be onions, carrots, a little bit of mustard. I don't have any celery, forgot to buy that. And then, what else? A ham hock and the split peas. And I'll show you what they are. Here, these are just literally dried peas that have been, I mean, I'm sure everybody has the same things. But here we go, green split peas. So this is 500 grams, which is about a pound, just a bit more, a bit less. And then I'll add in a chicken stock, but it's salt reduced. And it takes 6 cups. This many split peas, plus, you know, the other things, will take about 6 cups of liquid. So that box has 4 cups. I'll add 2 of water because there's enough salt in the ham hock. There we are, and that will go in as well. That is salty enough, really. I'm almost tempted to use all water, but I'm not sure. This is quite a nice one, so it won't be super salty. We'll see. I'll just have to see. Okay, let's go. A little bit of oil just to get the process started. I've set the Instant Pot on saute. And those onions, I didn't chop those. They're at the bottom of the freezer. Well, not quite the bottom, but I've been in a using up mode. Carrots. I grated them, makes it easier at the end. I'm just going to squash some garlic. Okay, in with the garlic. Now, I was sure I had mustard seeds. I did not. So I'll just use a tiny bit of mustard powder. And now for the perfectly well rinsed, a wee bit salted. It's just habit. I do tend to flick through them when they're dry and just make sure there are no nasty bits in them, like little stones or anything. But they were fine. And so I just rinsed them well. Now, a couple of bay leaves. Time for the stock. And once again, this is one of those things, you know, I normally have in my freezer. Homemade stock. I make vegetable stock out of the cuttings, the clean trimmings from my vegetables when I'm at the moment. I haven't got any, need to do that. And so that's 2 cups of chicken stock, low salt, and 4 cups of chicken stock and 2 cups of water. And time for the vegetarians to look away, because in comes a well-washed ham hock. It's going to flavour it very nicely. Obviously, if you are vegetarian, you leave out the ham hock. If you don't have a ham hock, you can, and you're not vegetarian, you can sprinkle it with something like bacon, or you just have it as a lovely vegetable soup made with dried split peas. Lid on. I'll do it fast, so I'll do it on high pressure cooker, and I'll cook it for, I think I'll do about 20 minutes, and we'll see how that goes. If it's not all nice and smushy, hang on, turn you around so you can talk to me. Right, hair in my eyes. Yes, so if it's not all nice and smushy by the end of 20 minutes of fast pressure cooker, then I'll do it for a bit longer. There we go, all done. And for those of you who might ask, especially in Australia where these have not been as common as they are in America, and I don't know if they're common in the UK or not, but this is a Sunbeam pressure multi-cooker. Not advertising it, not affiliate linked, anything like that, just a standard, whoops, happy little pressure cooker. Just had to remember to make sure that the pressure cooker valve was set on seal. I love it, I use it a lot. It really earned itself over and over again, I have to admit. I'm very happy with it. Well, as expected, I had to put the soup on for another 20 minutes. It's better to do it in a slow cooker. But in the meantime, I thought I'd sit here and answer some of your comments, which I always love, by the way. I've got this new stand for my computer, and it sort of fits anything. The little MacBook loves it, and it just lifts it up so I'm not having to sort of stoop to look at it. It's really good. I should have had one years ago. So I'll get on with doing some of these, and I will then chat about what I've been reading and watching in this latest lockdown. I love your comments, by the way. I should say I have such a nice group of people in here. Just fabulous, and I just love seeing you each time. So special. So thank you. That's what I should actually talk to you while I do this, shouldn't I? You know, like, yeah, that's a bit better. I had to put a light on. It's only 4:30, but we're not far from the shortest day, and it really shows suddenly. If it's cloudy, it's really dark really quickly. I always say I love winter, and then winter comes and I'm less convinced. But anyway, so be it. It's just something. We have to stay inside anyway, so what the heck. Okay, I'm going to get on with this and start answering some of your questions.
It's kind of strange, don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you.
Okay, I've done some of those, and now I thought I'll get back to them in a minute, to the other ones. I love reading your comments. You're always so great. I have the nicest group of subscribers. End of story. On YouTube, full stop. Fabulous tribe. Come along if you're not a member already. Subscribe. Hit that little notification bell. That's the way you know if I've put up a video. No pressure. I love having you here. Whatever you choose to do, that's fine by me. But yeah, what have I been reading? So I thought I'd get a little reading update. I've just finished reading on Audible. No, not sponsored, not free, not gift, nothing. Just I like Audible because sometimes, especially in things like lockdown, it's a great little treat to give myself to have somebody read me a story. And it's not just like me reading to you. These people are actors. They, they're voice actors. They are so good. I'm always amazed. In fact, it's always the first thing I do is I listen to the sample and I think, can I listen to this person for 8, 10, 16 hours? Not all in one, but you know what I mean. And that will be the decider for me if I have it on Audible. Because if the narrator doesn't work for me, and hey, that's personal, entirely personal thing, then I can't listen to it. That's the end of story. I'd just rather go and get it, get it at a bookshop, get it at a library, whatever, but I can't listen to it that way. So when they're well done, they're a real treat. Now, some who have, one of the ones that, as I say, that I just listened to the last couple of days, it's just come out. It's called The Trawler Man, and it's by William Shaw. He's written some others called, let me see, Gravesend, Salt something. Anyway, William Shaw, and he writes great stories. They are always sort of basically crime based, but not, they're not gory, they're not cozy crime, but they're kind of cozy-ish because they're more about the people than the crime. So yeah, that one's a bit of fun. I really enjoy that. I love any Ellie Griffiths books, and I must admit I've just gone back and re-listened to for about the third time. I get my money's worth out of Audible because if a story is good, especially Ellie Griffith's stories, because she weaves so much into them that maybe you don't get the first time round, or I don't get the first time round. No, I'm not saying you wouldn't, but they're woven with all sorts of delights. And I just finished reading The Postscript Murders. That one is set just outside of Brighton in England, and it's beautifully read. Another one that I read recently was, I went back to the library when the library was still open. It's not at the moment, obviously, and I went back to the Georgette Heyer shelf, and I got out The Grand Sophie and The Devil's Cub, and they were two of my favourites. Friday's Child is also great, but I love The Grand Sophie because, Sophie is one hell of a girl. When was it written? Probably in the mid-1930s, I think. Correct me, somebody out there will know. Terry, when was The Grand Sophie written? These women, they were feminists. She's writing about Regency England, but Georgette Heyer is, but she's writing about them from the perspective of the 30s and 40s and 50s. I think she wrote forever. In The Grand Sophie, this girl is fabulous. So if you haven't ever indulged in Georgette Heyer because you think, oh no, it'll be a bit funny, and they always have dreadful front covers of sort of simpering ladies with crinolines and umbrellas. The stories aren't like that at all. There's murder and kidnapping and all sorts of things go on. Absolute hoot. And of course Netflix, and actually a channel called SBS, and it used to be, I think it's called Special Broadcasting Service, and it was set up to basically service the diverse ethnic background of people who live in Australia. But it's just so much more than that. It's the place you go when you want a really good movie. And also they do fabulous subtitling. They have people who are bilingual in so many different languages. So the one I'm hooked on at the moment is called The Sandham Murders, and that's set in the archipelago of islands just off the coast of Stockholm. And I'm just loving it. It's sort of like Murder, She Wrote, so Cabot Cove goes to Stockholm. It's not too gory. There are murders, obviously, hence the title. But oh my God, the scenery. Oh, it's just fabulous. And apparently it's always summer in Sandham, which of course it's not. But it's filmed in these most beautiful glistening islands with blue sky and crystal waters, and everybody's out on boats. And the people are pretty as well, which never hurts in their good yarns. So I'm sort of having to spread these out a little bit because I have to admit, I did just sort of indulge a bit. What else? I'm waiting for Yellowstone. Speaking of things that are really gory, I'm waiting for Yellowstone to come back to find out who's alive, who's not. I mean, I can't say I don't have eclectic taste, I suppose. And of course there's another series of Bridgerton coming. There's another series of Virgin River coming, series 3, which I'm really looking forward to. My brain does not do too much hard work when we're in lockdown, or frankly this year, the last, 15, 16 months that we've had of this, I know my limits and I stick to things that are going to keep me cheerful-ish. There's only so much you can ask from TV and video, but I try to stick to them, and I cannot deal with those books that I have loved over the years, delving into really important things. Having said that, I did read The Vanishing Half. Is it called The Vanishing Half? Yes. The Vanishing Half, and that was superb. And I've heard my Instant Pot go off, so it's time to go over and shred up that ham hock and get that soup finished and get ready to have dinner. So there we are, it's finished. That's just the ham, and I've put in some mustard, just Dijon, because a little bit of mustard and pea and ham soup is a really great addition that I learned via a Swedish girl. Well, it's the next day and I realised I hadn't signed off yesterday. So I had my soup for dinner. I definitely recommend pea and ham soup if you enjoy that sort of thing. If you do, add a little bit of mustard. Just try it. It's just brings a little bit of an edge to it. It's rather nice. I watched some television. I watched a couple of episodes of Sandham Murders. I read for a little while. And then I had a fabulous sleep. So it's still grey. It's still cold. My fringe still needs trimming. We're still in lockdown, and yes, that's all right. We're fine. We're good. Everybody's healthy. My friends and family are healthy. There are not many people sick out there, but they're just being very cautious. So I hope you enjoyed that short day with me and a little bit of cooking, and that wherever you are, you're having a lovely time and that you're safe and well. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.